I was having a good time. I couldn't believe how professional.
Always fun at the beginning, isn't it? Like
Officer Toma was in the arrest and all of that. I get to intake, and the first thing the woman says at intake, she goes, "Wow, you're going to be the best dressed guy here." And I'm like, yeah. I get put in the holding cell, where there's some, you kind of see it on TV. There's like 10, 15 people in there. There was one other guy in there. He was in there for a DUI. He smelled. And they gave me a little orange coffee cup that had some cheese and crackers in it. And one of the officers goes, "I think there's one tray."
same thing you get on a plane.
It's still left over for breakfast.
You ever go on a plane like 6 a.m.? They give you a bag of peanuts. You're like, who eats peanuts at 6 a.m.? But I digress.
Would you like it? I'm like, I'm not going to turn it down. Sure. I get it. And it's a thing of Fruit Loops. And
Fruit
really
Loops,
cheapy
he said.
Cinnamon roll thing. Not
Cinnamon roll. Wow, you're doing better than I am.
But very sticky, whatever. And then an apple juice and a milk. And the first thing I do is I take...
This guy's very descriptive. He was probably a good writer in high school, right? When they want you to describe everything very gay-like.
Take my apple juice. I would have loved to have this apple juice. I really would have. It would have been a delicious apple juice. But I give it to the DUI guy. He looked like he was having a tough...
Oh, wow. Wow. Hey, buddy, you look like you're a little dehydrated over here.
Time. And plus it meant I might be able to butt this guy later if I'm here for too long. And then they take me to my own cell.
We're not.
And as they take me to my own cell, they're, again, very nice, joking. Yeah, so far they're being like, it's...
Do they recognize you?
It's like a hotel stay where you can't leave so far. I mean, they
like
brought me
Hotel
some
California.
And, some other stuff. And I don't know if I was supposed to be Mirandized or not. I was never Mirandized. I don't know if that's an issue. I emailed that to my attorney yesterday. I'm like, oh, nobody ever read me my rights, I mean, nothing. I was never brought into a room and, questioned or anything like that. But I was, I thought that was weird. I was like, I'll keep this under my hat until after court.
Use it in the appeal.
They put me in the cell by myself. I didn't have too much time to really think or anything like that because one of the officers came up. He goes, "You want a book or something?" I said, "Sure."
A book? What's that, 1820? What? Yeah, give me War and Peace. No, give me Charles Dickens, The Best of Time, Worst of Times.
I'll take a book. Whatever you got. I read like 100.
Give me a crime novel. Idiots. A book. I would have thought he was kidding. There's a jail library, or they give you one book. It's probably like dirtiest too, with all these fucking mongrels in there.
105 pages, a pretty good book. I get a little sleepy. I took 2 naps while I was in there. So yeah, like I
and the drunk guy
took the little mattress they have, put it up on the bench there, laid down, out like a light. Took a nap before court. Then did court, didn't have to say a word. I was just sitting there, a mannequin, a statue. Todd and I talked beforehand, pretty informal. That whole process is not like, I'm going to prove my, this is bullshit and all that. You don't do that there. It's just
this court's out of order, like that Al Pacino.
Stand there. They tell you, you can't talk about this, that. So I'm reading the book. I'm taking a nap, go to court, read the book, take a nap, and then I'm out. Well, they booked me. And by the way, can we have an honest discussion? Are you guys just going to be all day? Or can we have an honest discussion about that mugshot? Honestly, I was terrified about having a mugshot. That's one of the best mugshots you've ever seen. It's one of the best ever. By the way,
best mugshot ever was that girl from Mean Girls. What's her name? The drunk
or knows somebody. You're correct. If you have a theory about the FOX9 story, and if there's a guy who either has a firm or knows somebody, you're correct.
Yeah, I know that was a plant. That was an absolute plant because I got all the details right. So I knew Nick, as soon as I saw it, I saw Nick Ricotta was behind it. They planted the story. There's not, I don't know if that was local news or Minneapolis news, but St. Cloud or I as soon as I saw it, I'm like, there's no way they would cover unless somebody there was some kind of inside job. They're like, hey, can you run the story for us? We're trying to smear this guy's reputation, and it's smeared.
That was, I'm not big enough for that story.
Yeah, finally someone's coming clean.
I was involved with that. A guy was involved with it. Hey, you know what?
Nick Ricotta, say it. Say his name, Nick Ricotta. I'll say it.
Got it. I hear you. I get it. Look at me. I got color. I'm all tan and shit. I've seen mugshots of people that are pasty and pale and look like warmed over death, and like they're sad, and their faces are
talking about the
drawn whatever. That, you guys, I stand by that mugshot. That's a good mugshot. I came out of court, and one of the female officers was like, "Oh, I'll just take this bag and I'll dispose of it." And I'm like, "Oh, there's a bag of it." They got a bag of something happened while I was in there. No, everybody was cool. Everybody was really nice. No complaints about that part of it. It took a little while between court and getting me out of there. Like after I was booked and fingerprinted and mugshot and the whole thing, it took a while to get out of there. I don't know what that was all about, but I laid down, I took a nap, and when I woke up, they were opening the door and saying, "You're free to go." Sounds good to me. So that was my day in jail. That was, my morning in jail, I should say. You know what the worst part?
How do you make a morning in jail boring? How? I mean, today I was like, God, I wish I had gone to jail. Like, I don't want to go to jail, but just for like the story. And then look at this. He's got next to nothing. He read a book and he took 2 naps.
Part about being in there is. One of the things I wanted, the one thing I wanted that I didn't get was, I was like, God, I don't know why I just kept thinking this. I was like, what would really pass the rest of this time real easy? If someone would just come in here and talk Vikings with me. Like, I'm excited about the start of the season, and I just wanted to talk about the Vikings.
And I thought it couldn't get more boring. And now we're talking Vikings football.
Other than that, no complaints.
Wow.
About the FOX9 story, and if there's a guy who either...
Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch the FOX9 story since I'm in it. Am I going to lose my channel because of the FOX9 story?
A local podcaster is now facing charges for something he allegedly did while
he knows to a person joining him on the podcast. That woman reported the situation.
They didn't even say his name. A person, Gino Bisconte.
Police, and now Imholt faces criminal charges.
Did you check?
I like tattoos more than I think.
Your boy didn't do too bad, did he?
And sending the nude photo in May. Today, other podcasters are using it as material for
Look at us. We're doing it.
their shows.
Gino snitched on Aaron.
You know, 100% snitched on Aaron.
Imholt is a sort of shock jock type, often saying,
We did it. We're on TV, Ma. It's like Willy Wonka. We did it. We're doing it. Who was that Johnny TV on Willy Wonka? I'm on TV, Ma.